Welcome to Top Speed. In our garage today, we have the 2008 Scion Xd. The Xd is a 5-door hatchback with a fun and youthful style. This subcompact car was first introduced to the public on February 8, 2007 at the Chicago Auto Show, and it was created as a replacement for the 2006 Scion Xd. It is a sure competition for the Chevrolet Aveo and a great alternative for the slightly higher priced Mazda 3 and Volkswagen Rabbit. The Scion Xd has a starting price of $15,350. Our test vehicle costs $16,715 because it has an optional stability control package. Let's go outside and check it out. This is the Scion Xd, and as you can see, it's compact and little. The front end is it's got a rather large lower bumper, very small grille, and a very large grille down here. I like these. These are side air inlets, which are pretty nice touch to the front. The actual headlights themselves are bulky and kind of come out a little bit, and they actually take up a lot, as you can see, a lot of the actual hood space, which gives it kind of like a bug-eyed shape, which is pretty nice to see. Underneath the hood, it's got a 1.8 liter 4-cylinder engine, which produces 128 horsepower. It's not really that much, but it's great for the size. And pretty much the fuel economy for the engine is 26 miles per gallon city and 32 miles per gallon highway, which is not bad, and it's great considering the fact that gas prices are going up nowadays. It has some nice little 16-inch wheels, which have the all-wheel cover. Towards the side, as you can see, it's a rather long little subcompact vehicle. Oh yeah, the integrated blinkers. And it's pretty much got like a nice little angle shape towards the back, and it's got this nice little folds crease right here that kind of goes toward the back. So the side just kind of looks like it's pulled back, which is pretty cool. And as we go to the back, it's got a nice little flare up here. As you can see, it's not very tall, and I'm only 5'4", so that's pretty short. And it's got some nice little bug-eyed tail lights, which kind of go along with the headlights, excuse me. And another nice touch that I like about this car is that even though it's small, they gave it a large bumper in the front and the back, and the bumper obviously is rather large back here. So it kind of gives it a nice little fuller look. As you can see down here, it's got a rather large exhaust, which also adds a nice little sporty touch, great for the kids. Overall, the Xd is a fun and playful car. It is a mixture of a sporty, smooth, and boxy design, which is a Scion signature. And that's what makes it stand out. Let's see if it's just as unique inside. Inside the Xd, it is got a nice little sporty touch just compared to the price. It's got a lot of little things and little gadgets that are fun to play with. Let's start up. Isn't that cool? That's cool. You know that's cool. Okay, basically it's a speedometer and the rev counter put into one dial, which is nice to see. At the same time, it's a little confusing because you do expect to see more in the instrument cluster, so you do feel like you're missing something when you look at it, but eventually you do get used to it. It's very simple. The steering wheel itself, it's got a nice little painted plastic with the buttons for the audio system. And as we go over here, the center console, as you can see, the cool thing about the center console is it kind of looks like it's a little lifted off the actual dashboard, which is a nice little design touch by Scion. The radio is, I don't know about this for larger fingered people, but it works. It's nice. It goes in nicely with the center console, and it flows nicely. It's got the FM, AM satellite, basically everything you need, the iPod and the aux, which I'll talk to you about as we get down there. Underneath that's the clock, of course, and then we've got the the temperature settings, which they just rotate to change, and it's pretty easy to use. They're coming out, so they look like little gauges, which gives a nice little sport touch to it. Underneath, this is the part where I wanted to talk to you about, is the iPod integration. In here, you just insert your iPod, and you can pretty much control everything on your iPod using this audio system, which is really cool. And then if you don't have an iPod, you have a regular MP3 player, you can still plug it in through the aux, which does the same thing. And then here, as we go along here, it's a little weird because I'm used to always seeing a sensor glove box. There's absolutely nothing here, which I think it gives you more space for the driver and the passenger, but the only negative about it is you really don't have anything to put your hand on. And considering the fact that most cars have it, I think everybody's used to putting the arms on something. The shifter, the transmission shifter, it's got a nice little grip. The actual material on it is really gushy and kind of nice feeling when you grab it, and works with the car. Everything else, it's got a nice little plastic, but the plastic has a nice design on it, which kind of gives it like a material look, and it really works well with the interior of this car. And another nice touch that they add, which I think is a very good detail, is these plastic painted armrests on the doors, which are nicely flowed with the actual armrest, which works great. The seats themselves, these seats are pretty firm, and they hug you pretty well. They do go around you pretty nicely, and they're kind of like sports style bucket seats, which is really nice to see on a Scion. And the back seats are a little bit more, I guess, bench style. They're not as comfortable as the front seat, and the back seat's a little less spacious back there, so if you have big people, I wouldn't suggest sitting in the back. I go shotgun. A cool thing about these seats is that they sort of slide, and they also recline, so you do have a little bit of nice comfort back here, because it is kind of small back here. So let's check it out, what it does to the back. So let's go to the back. Back here, got cute, isn't that cute? Back here, the seats, they can fold down completely flat. You just recline them forward. And they do give you a lot of space for you to pretty much use the whole back seat and the trunk for storage purposes. Another cool thing about this trunk is that it's got little compartments down here, which store the spare tire, and it also can store pretty much anything that you want, some safety materials if you need it or anything of that nature. And another nice thing is that it has the center row seat also has a nice seat belt that reaches over across the chest instead of one of those little mini ones in the bottom down here. So you do have full protection in the middle, and that's pretty much it. Overall, the interior of the Scion Xd is spacious and simple, but maybe a little bit too simple. At times it feels like something is missing. Everything is kept uncomplicated and very pleasant. Now that we have checked out the outside and we've checked out the inside, let's take it for a test drive. While test driving the Scion Xd, I was pretty much impressed with the overall drive. It is, considering the fact that it has 128 horsepower, it's got a more powerful feeling than you actually feel like you have. You feel like you're actually driving a more powerful car. It's got a really loud engine, so you do feel like you're, driving a tuned car, and the acceleration pedal itself is actually really sensitive and really soft, so just a light touch and you just go off. So it's great because this is a car targeted towards the younger crowd, and Toyota did a good job by creating and engineering this car so that, it does match what younger crowd looks for, and that's like the tuner type cars. So you do get that from this vehicle. The steering wheel and the overall control of the car is really smooth, really sharp, so you do have total control of everything. And the ride is a little bit rougher and sportier, so that continues again the theme of the tuner sport car feeling. So this is definitely great engineering and great techniques, and they did create a car that was perfect for the younger crowd, and it's definitely fun to drive. Overall, the Scion Xd is a subcompact car that is targeted for the younger crowd. It has a fun and youthful outward appearance. The interior is kept simple and sporty, and it drives like a sports car with less power. For the price, the Xd is some competition for the Chevrolet Aveo. Well, that's all we have for today on the 2008 Scion Xd. Tune in next time for our next test drive.